check. Check, check. There we go. Soon. How's it going? Oh, the ads. I forgot that there's even ads, if I'm being honest. I think it's just because I have a affiliate. Getting everything set up here. Deck list should be updated. Command deck should be updated. I need to fix the camera. Oh no, I pressed the wrong thing. Ignore. Here, I need to go to my paneled layout. Get this fixed up. Your day going good? Hopefully work is going fine. I'm gonna do is Crow, dude. You can call yourself Pav, or is that me leaking if I call you Pav? That's what I always refer to you as. I hope Pav is fine. Okay, sick. How are you doing today, man? I'm doing some camera adjustments really, really fast, and then we're gonna jump straight in. Actually, it looks like it saved. Looks like it saved it, actually, so we might be fine. Let's get Talishar back up here. Looking forward to see Ira. Dude, me too. So this is the deck list we're playing today. We are jamming pretty normal equipment suite here from TCG Talks list. This is like really, really close to the TCG Talks list. I reverted a couple changes, but you'll see that there is one noticeable, more noticeable difference, and it is that I am running a lot of +1s. I'm running Concealed Blade and Nip at the Heels in the blue slot here for +1s, and Ancestral Empowerment. I've seen a couple people that are completely taking out Nip in favor of Concealed Blade, which we might end up trying out, but I'm not 100% sure on it yet. And then I put Rowdy Locals back in and took out, what's the card? Whirling Spinning Wheel Kick. Took out this card for right now. We're just going to test like a little bit heavier of a blue base and see how it works out for today. I want to save this. Oh, I'm also on Quick Dodge Flexors in the sideboard, and we're only on AB2, which I think we had talked about a little bit. So Victor, this game's going to go a little bit longer. I probably want this, maybe some D-Reacts. Don't know if he's going to go wide. So maybe not this, maybe here. Just board in 63, because I feel like he could probably fatigue. He could probably play to fatigue. Okay. He's starting off on nothing. Cool with me. We're going to Arsenal probably the Sink Below. I don't really have a way of converting the Prismatic Leyline on this hand. I do like setting this up in Arsenal typically, but the 4-block is just like so important. And it looks like he's setting up some kind of turn here, yeah. Okay, let's see. We can probably give him 2 cards, send Bittering. I'm gonna say thinking for a second. So Leyline with Rowdy I kind of like. I could send 6 blocking with boots. I think that's kind of the play here, because he's not on a pummel turn. Flexors feels like a decent choice. Cinder's Premier, switch it for Yoroi. Yeah, that seems fair. We're just going to do a nice 5. And if he blocks, it goes up. This is just kind of a harder turn to block. I know this isn't like the craziest turn ever, but this still converts to a +3. Oh, and he had a trounce, so we lost and then we lost again. I forget that trounce just kind of gets around that. Yeah, the extra blue typically isn't too difficult. Cranial Crush is like actually relevant in this matchup. This hand's not doing us too many favors, especially with whirling. I kind of like pitching whirling here. I'm not too crazy about this because he does have pummel. Yeah, so we're getting pummeled here. So I want to sink, and we're gonna sink the whirling. Okay, so now our hand is like way better. I can still shelter and then discard, probably nip. Is it just draw? Yeah. We're gonna discard nip. And then we still get to send CNC here, which is pretty solid. But yeah, I tested Flexors Monday night when I went to my armory just to see if it would be good into Phi. You want to test Yoroi? Yeah. I feel like it could be good. I feel like it could be good. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm like back and forth on it. We do love Ira. We're trying to be Ira Gamers now. We were Puffin Gamers, but now we're trying our best here. He's given me 3 cards. He's really trying to protect that. I wonder if it's Visit the Goldmane Estate. Just sends 4. What's our turn? Our turn actually kind of lines up really well. I kind of want to send the Enact Vengeance. I just don't know if we're going to get the Seek Vengeance that I want here. Torn of Tempo feels like it's not doing a whole lot, but we can save ourselves a little bit of life here. We're ahead by 1 card. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to Enact Vengeance. So he's discarding here. That's fine. Which means that he only needs a... Is it more punishing to send Seek Vengeance here? He's been protecting this arsenal for a little bit. I kind of feel like I can just go Enact Vengeance here. Love playing Ira, pretty vanilla with consistent value in mid-range. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was looking for out of Puffin when I was playing Puffin, but she just wasn't doing the thing that I wanted her to do there. Like, she wasn't getting that value that I really was looking for. So... Seek into Enact. I didn't know that this said or with vengeance. I'm gonna be completely honest. I had no idea. I had no idea that that was a thing. I like arsenaling this here. We have a pretty solid... I'm just keeping this whole hand here. We're getting through grindy value turns. Yeah, I had no idea that that worked that way. I kind of like discarding on this turn, but I also, because like, I wonder if I back up. Yeah, I'm gonna back up actually, see if he's okay with that. Can I revert to start? I think I want a prismatic leyline here and then send edge, because if he chooses not to block this after that, then I just go get Iris and discard this. Or do I care about that? Maybe I don't. Arms the Seek Vengeance. Yeah. I'm like half tempted to use this, but I actually think it's better to play it slower. He's been protecting this like non-stop. And I think we get a lot of value still off of the Sirens here. Okay. He's bluffing around a D-React right now. So we make him play into it. And then we punish it immediately by playing the Ancestral. And he played this from hand. So now he's going to have to, yeah, he's pitching into Quick Dodge just to be able to prevent it. Man, this is a good card as well. I wonder if because we hit, we discard and we now search for... I think we could bait him pretty hard here. Because I think he's just going to use... I think he's just going to use his Quick Dodge here, right? Because he's forced into it. I just pass reactions, and he's forced to use it here. So now we Ancestral, and then now he's left with the choice of, okay, now he has to shelter here, or I just draw another 2. We don't care about Breeze Rider. Why did I not draw 2 cards? Cranial Crush wasn't wasn't this turn, right? I've drawn 2 cards this turn. And I've hit twice. Is it twice in a row? If it hits and it's the second or higher chain link in a row to hit, that's why I fucked up. Okay. That is a learning curve mistake. We're gonna keep our this previous, so this chain link did not hit. That's why. Yeah. I'm getting myself confused on it too. Okay. Visit Goldmane. Draws a card. Pitches. I wonder what this arsenal is, because it's been sitting there this whole game. Learned that the hard way as well. I mean, this whole thing is just like a learning process for me right now. I'm still getting used to like the different play lines. I feel like this turn looks really good. I'm thinking this into this. Do I need Tunic? I think we don't float Tunic. I think we just pitch here and here. Actually, this doesn't have Go Again without that. So maybe we just Bittering Thorns into this. This is fine. Say no. And just enact Vengeance for a lot here. I like that, and then keep this back. Yeah, this is just 8 damage. Say no. Yep. And then now we're setting up our next turn with the Vengeance. Don't like this in hand right now, but I have an E-Strike. 9, go again. That's just vanilla. I'd rather keep cards back for a crush effect. Oh, it's just damage central. So if I go pitch here, keep the yellow. It's possible that I can like sequence Whirling Mist Blossom into the center of this turn. Or just keep it for pitch if he allows the Vengeance Never Rests to hit. Or do I just send it now? Do I just like full send a 3 and get him to block? No. I want this. This is really good. Yeah, because if he blocks out here, I have the opportunity to Arcana, and I think it's kind of worth it. He's gonna have to discard Shelter. Okay. This is fine to resolve this way. So we're gonna say no here. It's gonna re-equip, and then this is gonna banish itself. I have enough resources to go Edge, pitch for this. Or I could just go Edge, CNC, not fishing this. Oh no, hold on. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4. So I can still go here, here, pitch this, play this. That's fine. We're gonna Tunic. Play this guy again. Yo, thanks for the follow. It's Argent? Did I see that right? So go to my thing here. No. It's gonna banish itself. Argent 844. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. We're gonna send CNC at the end here. I'm still very curious what this card is because he's been holding it for quite a long time. Macho Grande. It's interesting. He held that card for a very long time. Let's just go again. I like starting Bittering Thorns into Whirling here, but I'm also worried about what his last... Did I not play? I've played a Whirling Mist Blossom. That's weird. I think we just take this. I don't think we're expecting too much. Vengeance Never Rests with Banishing Edge can go super wide. So what's this one? Can't play with 3 or less base. Okay. So I need to block 4 here. I can go... I'm like half tempted to take myself off of Whirling Mist Blossom here, but the same thinking really fast. I like keeping this for later. I'm not sure how much value I'm getting off of Iris, so I'm like half tempted to block with it here, and maybe the Seek Vengeance, and then I can send Bittering into this and kind of see what he does. I'm not like super eager. Yeah. This game is like really grindy right now though. So, yo, what's going on? He's also just been like building up anything and everything last few turns. So here's a Whirling. This doesn't actually have the hit trigger on it, but we're betting on him not knowing that. Okay. No. So I should have, in hindsight, I should have swung Edge. I wonder if he'd let me back up to start of turn, just to get the actual play through. We'll see if he lets me or not. If not, that's fine. Let's see if he lets me, if he's just sitting there. Lost the tech low. I can invite him to chat. It's like, I'm making sequencing mistakes, and I do realize that this is a competitive queue, but I do competitive queue because I like the undo requests. As gravy? That's rough. Pull your hook up. Okay, he's just asking to continue. Which, like, that sucks, but this is just me trying to practice. And, like, I'm not getting good practice by making mistakes, and he's gonna... God, somebody's fucking smashing on the door. Blew your hook up. Could have had... Go again. Nice. Kind of thinking Concealed Blade's not doing much for me right now. If this is a pummel, yeah, that's just insult to injury on him not wanting to let me take my playback. Granted, my 2 draws would have been 2 Concealed Blades, so it's like my turn wouldn't have done anything. I think I just keep the Seek Vengeance because it still presents lethal, and I can still Okana on it. Like, we're not getting anything out of him playing that way. Oh, did I just win? Okay. Do I want to destroy? Nope. Yes. So he knows I drew Censor. He's making a billion might, so I'm dead on this next turn if I don't have, like, the nuts here. And I'm also just dead. So I have to gamble on what card he's trying to play and whether or not he actually has a playable card. Man, my neighbors are being fucking annoying. They are, I think, replacing the carpet, I think, on the people above me. But man, that's incredibly annoying. So I don't think that me mis-sequencing really changes anything. Because I don't have a ninja card to ancestral. I don't have the means to be able to do this on like sensor or something like that. But what I can do is I can block here and here, send edge into sensor, or I just keep this and just throw sensor, keep my armor block for a little bit longer. Actually, he has 5 might on the next turn. I'm probably just fucked regardless. Has he played a Golden Sun? He's full blocking it anyways, right? Yeah. Man, 15 overpower. So I can block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and still die. Doesn't matter, but I can still play it out. Bottom this. Yeah, it doesn't. Don't see another D-react. Alright. All good. So we're starting off 0 and 1. I think two notable play mistakes in the first game is I need to read my cards. So first major mistake is this card saying this here. I did not realize that it said or a card with vengeance in its name. That changes how I play this card like immensely. I did not know that. Rowdy Locals just felt like a 0 for 2. Just kind of shit, but I mean, hey, most of the cards are most of the blues are not very good, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the +1s still. Maybe we look at more blue slot changes, and I have some stuff in the maybe board, like I have Flying Kick in blues, just to have a little bit more playable blues. How's Yellow Bittering feel? Compared to what? Because I tried like Red Torrent of Tempo, which isn't in the maybe board here, but I tried it, and I didn't really like Torrent of Tempo, and so I went back to Bittering Thorns for the non-conditional go again. The Yellow Pitch also like doesn't feel too bad. Flying Kicks felt very good. Never played it less than a 5. And that's kind of why I'm like leaning towards whether or not Sirens of Safe Harbor is also good, because this is also a 2 for 5, right? Red Torrent and Red Soul Bead. Yeah, I mean, both are good, right? But it depends on how much A-reacts you have, because you're playing very face-up if you don't have something like a Concealed Blade or a Nip or something like that, because they could just place 2 cards down in front of you and you're like, oh, okay, that kind of sucks. But it could also be that maybe that's what I need to be playing for. Like, maybe that is the intention, right? And I should be playing more towards that. Very picky with the amount of 2 blocks. That's super fair. So, like, I think the blocking average right now is 2.78. So if I was to, I'm just gonna do it real quick. If I put Torrent of Tempo back in, just to look at it stats wise, right? So we were at 2.78 with that, and I move this back out. So keep in mind, I also start at 54, so this is skewed statistics, okay? So stats, we go up in defense by 0.6, 0.5, 0.6, which really isn't that much. I would say you're on average wanting to stay above 2.5, like at minimum. Or maybe like 2.6 is kind of like your like lower end, because that means you're pretty evenly split between your 2s and your 3s. If you're around 2.5, but you're obviously leaning slightly heavier towards 3s if you're playing more 3s, right? But I don't think 2.7 is like a bad spot to be at. Let me throw those back in real quick. Put these back to maybe. I'm thinking that I go maybe on Nip and we bring in blue Sirens for our next game and see how much that affects us, because stats wise that keeps us at a 2.7 on our defense, and then we basically have more choices to discard to Iris here. Sea Legs for Gold Kiss, great with Easter eggs and blocks 3. So I tried Gold Kiss in my first version, and I took out Sirens of Safe Harbor, and I noticed that because I was playing 21 blues, that it was much harder to cast, like if I actually had it in my hand. If you're on 24, then I feel like it might be easier. So that could be another like avenue to look down. If maybe yellow, if Sea Legs over red Sirens is a play. We'll jump into another game here. Riptide. Oh man. I'm gonna go first because I don't want them to set up a trap for me. I don't know how relevant my sideboard is. Maybe I just bring in E-Strike and like a heavy hitting card. Maybe like Erase Face, even though it's a block 2. Or maybe a D-React, in case they're on like a more aggressive plan. Maybe Flick Flack because of, what's the one card? Play 2 Fiddlers. See, Fiddlers could be the play as well. I'm not 100% sure. Pitch and Whirling back into the deck. Trying to arsenal this Prismatic Leyline. Assuming he's on traps, it's so fine for us to throw CNC turn 1, or turn 0, because it's going to empty his hand. Yeah, Dreadbore's a little spooky. But, to be fair, I only brought in 3 D-Reacts. Are you playing, Fiddlers? I'm assuming only red Fiddlers. This is like an insanely good Prismatic Leyline hand. Like actually crazy good. I do not care about Bolt and Shot. You can smack me with it as much as you want. They bring Dreadboard and you have 0 reacts. Yeah, I've got 3 D reacts in. Just 2 reds. Okay, so this is the like aggro one. We'll take 3. That's fine. Aggro Riptide, I think we can do fine into. I kind of want to Prismatic. Okay, I need to think through how much pitch I have on this turn. So I can go Prismatic, pitch this, go here. Then I have my blue here. Then I can potentially Iris. Or I keep it for Seek Vengeance. Oh, Vengeance Never Rests is just so good. I'm just trying to think of how much... thinking of how I use this and how we can effectively play into this, because I really want to get the hit trigger. So I think we need to pitch this. I think we need 1 extra resource here. So we're going to play Leyline. We're going to pitch here. I want to keep the Concealed Blade here, because the Concealed Blade helps us push our Whirling, which I think we just grab. Or do we wait? Or do we wait? I think we just go for it, right? No. We're just going to send a more even turn here. And then if they still don't block, then I think that's where we start looking at, I think we look at using it at like this point, right? Because now we can like go Iris, discard this, go grab it. Because I don't know that I want to Okana, considering that he could be on some amount of traps here. I'd rather keep the Okana for, okay. Okay. So goodbye to the block on Breeze Riders. That's a weird one. Okay. Are we gonna hit still? Okay. We're going to pass. Gonna say no. Gonna pass through Okana. Pass through damage. Iris. We're going to discard the Enact Vengeance. And then I like keeping Concealed Blade here, just because we're attacking for 4. Depending on how they want to use their hand. Oh, okay. We just get the draw. Man, and we're like super not punished for it. Just play Bittering into E-Strike for a lot. He really values his hand, so we're just going to punish the shit out of that. Okay, release the tension. We can actually get rid of CNC here pretty reasonably. Okay, so we've got 13. I kind of just don't care, but I do want to get the block value off of this. And so we're going to do it that way. Yeah, because I really don't think we're... I don't think we're actually pressed into blocking with the CNC here. We do take 12. We go to 19. Oh no, wait, we have Seek and Destroy. Hold on. Can we undo? I'm going to say sorry. I forgot that we have Seek and Destroy up. Yeah, Seek and Destroy changes that. So we do want to block with CNC. Because we're not able to use it effectively. But on this next, this turn cycle right here, we're able to edge, pitching this, then we're able to go Seek Vengeance into Enact Vengeance, and I really want to keep the edge for the Enact, probably, but we just gotta wait and see. Because I don't really need to commit a lot onto this guy. Just 2 reds. What is your, like, weird open slot then? She's gonna jump on the phone, so I'm gonna mute for like 2 seconds. Okay, we're back. So opponent just blocked out. Our turn is pretty, like, okay. I'm wondering sequencing, so I'm thinking for sequencing purposes here. So I can send edge, send this, or I can pitch for, I guess bittering I would want to be my second attack. So if I go here, so I could pitch for this, pitch for this. Maybe I'm just setting up a Seek Vengeance in Arsenal. Let's keep our hand less face up right now. And we're going to start on Bittering Thorns. I don't want him to know that I have no pitch. I want him to think about what card is coming after this, and whether or not he cares about blocking 4 here. We very, very likely name Bolton Shot off of Censor if it hits. Also, thanks to everybody for being here. If you are new here, I posted this, man, that's a weird block. I posted this in the Flesh and Blood actual, like, purple Discord. I usually don't, just because we got a small community, don't really have that huge of a following. But if you are here and you're new, thanks for coming and hanging out. You don't need to follow, you don't need to sub, you don't need to do any of that stuff. But if you want to, that'd be cool. I do stream on Wednesdays, and then I also stream on Fridays. We've done a lot of... man, that sucks. We've done a lot of streaming of, like, Puffin, and we're moving over to playing more Ira right now. But just trying out some stuff, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and trying to see how good of decks we can play. Yeah, he had Bolton Shot. I don't mind the Remorseless here too much. I like being able to send Sirens here and gain the life back that we're going to lose here. Let's see here. It's just release the tension. So we want to block with a 3. What card do we want to go back into our deck? Probably Soul Bead. And then we just put this. Yeah. The Remorseless effect is... Oop, hold on, back up. The Remorseless effect is a little stinky, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Him letting me hit here is, like, unbelievably tempting to go grab Whirling and discard the Sirens, because then I'm presenting, what is that, it's 3, but I have Ancestral and I have Okana. This is tempting. I think this is a very, very tempting discard right now, because I'm going to gain the 1 back that we're going to lose. I just don't know that I want to go super wide for the Remorseless. I'm getting 7 value off of this if I play it as an attack right now. Well, I'm keeping neutral because I'm losing 1. So it's 6 right now. And I could just Arsenal the Ancestral and move into the next turn. Oh wait, no, this is 8 value. So I am I am, in a way, gaining 1 value still. So dry powder shot's going to get loaded. I'm going to go back up. I'll put this in arsenal. So this goes up to 5. This goes up to 11. Okay. I like this hand for Prismatic Leyline, but not so much for the Ancestral, and I don't want to die. The Blood Rot's pretty annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a lot of blocking for, like, not a great hand. I don't want to die, so our thought process is, do I give him Tunic, go take 10, get the Blood Rot? I'm at 4. I'm able to keep up a hand that can potentially play off of Iris with this. Also, pretty good Soul Bead with Ancestral here. And Okana. How many? I haven't played any. I've played 1. We're starting to get to lower life totals. I think we do this. I don't know if I'm going to effectively be able to use Iris for the rest of the game because I'm getting so much lower. So I think I want to just lean into playing as effective of hands as possible. And right now, bittering into Soul Bead into drawing a card is like as effective as I can be. Tar Pit, okay. I dislike taking damage from Riptide. It's pretty rough. Because now we're down to 3, and this is very awkward right here if we take another damage off of a trap. But I feel like he hasn't played that many traps. We've seen, what, 2? 3? 4? 4 traps? Because there's 1 on the chain right now. Yeah, this is just an absolute blowout now. Okay, this isn't as good, but it is a good arsenal. Or it can just prevent the damage that I'm potentially taking here. I think I like that better. Say no. Get the go again. I do think I still want to swing here. Just to get him down 1 more. Although if I trigger a trap, that's like super awkward, right? I do. We'll put Legacy first. Codex. He grabs Drill Shot. I mean, I just grab E-Strike here, right? And just make a bigger turn. Or I grab Seek Vengeance. Or Enact Vengeance. Enact Vengeance could be very good. Or CNC, because then he can't play traps into me. Kind of maybe like CNC. And I discard this Sirens and gain myself a life. Or I could bring this back. Thinking. I could bring this back, play it. kind of play like a slower turn. But I'm worried about this. I kind of like the Sirens here, actually, and then we discard this one, gain a life. They're just, like, crazy good. He's gonna put a -1 onto my Tunic, which means I'm not gonna get an effective block out of it, but... I can't go too low here. So the correct play is just bittering into this, because it's just better than edge for 0. And I think we're valuing this life gain like a lot right now, because it's keeping us out of being killed by a trap range. We need to be a little cautious here. He's used 2 tar pits. This is greater than base. This one is greater than base. And those are the only 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so those are the only other 2. So he's just blocking with a return fire. That's fine. He doesn't get what he really wants out of it, and this still comes in for 7 technically, because we're gaining a life when it goes to the yard, which is like still super good for us. Flick Flack coming in, like impeccable timing. Do we think he's playing Rain Razors? I haven't been paying attention to his pitch. I kind of like almost just Rowdy Locals on this next turn, but also going like Pitch Blue. I think we still send Flick Flack here. I don't think he has a follow-up. He's been mostly front pumping. Oh, I forgot, it's fucking Dreadbore. Well, I maybe make a mistake and die here now because of that. That, like, actually completely changes how this turn plays out now. I want this to be as big as possible, but I also don't want to give him a trap to trigger, so I'd need it to be just like really vanilla attacks. But if he has the one that cares about go again, then I just die anyways. Okay. So, mistake on this turn is playing into the traps, not playing around the thing that we said was either going to be or not going to be relevant at the beginning of the game. This is most likely Endless Arrow, and so we get to just keep Flick Flack back now. Toss it into our arsenal here. So we avoided both traps, which is really nice. Lace with Inertia. Codex of Frailty. That's unfortunate. I would have liked to discard this card. So we're 3. Probably grabbing as like a Remorseless. Yeah. So this is 8. So this is 1. Thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I can go pitch, play this, arsenal this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pass. Flick flack. And the reason why we're swinging edge for 0 here is because we want our second attack still. So we're still intentionally swinging for 0 here, and if we die, it feels awkward, but that's just how the game be. Yeah. Can't do anything about it. I tried. I feel like the sirens didn't feel bad, but I think it was just because of who we were playing into. I wouldn't mind trying. Maybe I'm getting a little too antsy with trying different things. I'm like not a fan of this card. I don't feel like it's doing anything for us. So maybe this is our Sirens of Safe Harbor. And maybe we bring in Flying Kick and just see how that feels in that slot. Deck. Oops. I hate that Fabry does that. We're going to take out Rowdy Locals. Best on heroes that can discard tokens. Yeah, and we just can't do that. I mean, I don't think Ira has a way of doing it. Okay. I'm going to remember it this time. We're going to start a prediction on Twitch. So if you're on Twitch, you can actually vote on whether or not I'll win or lose the game. Okay, we're looking at a AB2 matchup. We definitely want these. Yellow doesn't matter as much as lightning matters. I don't know if we do care about him going wider. I just don't know that we have too many combo cards in our deck that we really want to. I keep blocks really ineffectively, so like Ancestral is pretty good. I don't think we can go as wide here, so maybe we take out Prismatics. She would she have to give up equipment? I'm pretty sure the boots that make the tiger make it in Banish. Okay, he's just setting up. Okay, so we're going to pitch here. If he tries to shock me, this is like kind of okay still. We're going to turn this off for right now. Just because I don't want it prompting me constantly. This is a nice 7, technically more. I want to see if they arsenaled a instant, which it doesn't look like they did. Also kind of interesting to, I guess they don't have that great of a block here. Oh yeah, we're just like infinitely punishing them now. It's a terrible draw, but we kind of don't care what we draw here. He's capping. Does this prevent 1? Man, he discarded a card just to prevent 1. That's insane, actually. I'm like totally okay with making that exchange. 0 to 2 is unfortunately expected with the edge build. Yeah. I mean, I kind of like blocking this out and just playing Censor. If he tries to come over the top of it, then I can just say no, gone in a flash. Try and cycle this back in. Because he's probably got an instant here. Yeah. But we're mostly trying to keep him off of the CLB. I kind of like putting this in Arsenal here. Doesn't feel like anything super crazy. I'm actually interested to see if he blocks. No. Just quick clicking through. Yeah, we just send the Censor. And then now we're looking for a turn where we can play Flying Kick. This is not a turn where we can play Flying Kick, but it is a turn where we can block. We're going to pass and then see what react he plays. Okay, and we'll flick flag that. Fulzar. Sigil. This is a gone in a flash, so he's just trying to keep his CLV out. Okay. That is pretty okay with me. So we're just keeping Flying Kick and art. Well, actually, you know what? We don't need to keep Flying Kick in Arsenal. We're going to do the thing. We gain a life. See if our opponent gives a shit. No. All pass reacts. Okay, we'll draw 2. Captain Jack TCG. Dude, thanks for the... That's YouTube subscription. Thank you for the YouTube subscription. I appreciate it. Kind of like just playing this. Probably keep Bittering Thorns in deck. Keeping a defensive hand for his big turn here. Put Bittering Thorns down, and then this. Well, that's not bad. We're not popping Aether Bindings. Kitty Cat's coming back out from the window. She's so warm. Alright, I kind of don't care yet. I'm at 41. I feel like we can wait to see. This is a combo card. Yeah, we're actually going to make sure... I forget that he has CLV out, so we want to prevent CLV as long as we can. But this also has combo. So we want to avoid blocking with this one. We want to block here and here, ideally. He still has gone in a flash here. Okay, Sigil of Brilliance that he played is in his bin. He's playing Sigil of Lightning. Why? Oh, I guess maybe it's What's the one? I'm blanking on it. Blast. It's Comet Storming me. Okay. This is just coming in for a lot. I'll let him drop. That's his action point. He's playing just the shock. Okay. That's weird. He could have just asked to back up to the beginning of turn. We had decent value every turn. He had like an insanely good turn too. Weird. I don't know. I'll take it. Let's see. Did anybody predict? Yeah. Congrats on the win. If you guys are watching on Twitch, you earn points. If you get 2,000 points, you can redeem them for packs that I open up on stream. We're gonna bring in this. She doesn't care about colors. I feel like this is probably a losing matchup, if I had to guess. D-Reacts are like eh. We're gonna try E-Strike and Erase Face here. Flying Kick is looking pretty solid. Turn 0, go here, 5, 5. Or do I want to set up something? Yeah, good luck to you too. I'll start a prediction for this one as well. Kind of like just trying to send this hand, see what we can get off here. Nope. We'll tuck this card. I say go again. Let's try and leak as much damage as we can here. She's obviously going to gain some back, right? But she's going to reset her hand. We're down 2 of her power cards instantly. Send 5. But she is able to set up Decompose because we're attacking her. But we're just trying to leak damage as fast as we can. I think it's really about like trying to be speedy in a matchup like this so that they can't set up and then end up killing you. Okay, so we're leaking 2 on the first turn, getting rid of 1 D-React and 2 of her power cards. She's just gonna, she can't play that card. Okay, so we know they have Pulsing Aether Life. That's what they're doing with their turn. They're gonna pitch a blue. They're not gonna send this at me? I'm only on AB2, so floating the 1 feels bad. Yeah. Like, you almost assuredly at least send the Waning Moon at me. I'm thinking on this turn, I probably go Edge pitching this. Or do I edge pitch the red? And then 7. Well, 8. I think I value keeping the red in deck for late game. Putting it right next to the Seek Vengeance is pretty good. I don't know that I really want to tuck a blue Seek right next to another blue Seek. So we've seen 2 pulsings, 1 just got pitched. I think I like keeping the Bittering in deck. I know I'm not really effectively setting up a pitch stack here because I have Iris, right? But I don't see a way for this turn to work with playing this and playing this. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Can they decompose? They can. This seems arguably incorrect. Like, extremely incorrect now. Okay. Erase Face does nothing to me. I guess it turns off this. For like a turn cycle. Oh, I guess it turns off the Okana as well. I don't know that I really give a shit. Do I just like block 3 to save life because I can't convert this hand super effectively? No. Edge, pitch this. Give me a card, please. I guess maybe sequencing wise, it's probably smarter to play Bittering Thorns there, because now this Bittering Thorns does nothing for its plus if it hits, where they could have given me a block. I guess it depends on if they de-react me here. So, okay, so it was incorrect to play it the way that I did. That's okay though. We will learn from that. So I think we're trying to keep a hand where we can play the Prismatic here. Kind of don't give a shit about this. This is actually also a very good Iris turn. The only awkward side of it is... I'm going to say 0. The only awkward side of it is that you kind of have to play really face up right now. So they just like IP2'd here. Okay. So I think I want to go Prismatic first because I can't break the chain here for the Vengeance Never Rests. This is 1, 2. This would be 3, discarding this. Then I have an extra +1 on it. So if they block a 2... then I blow them out. If they block a 3, or actually no, because it's going to be plussed from Prismatic. Okay. I'm thinking through it weird, but we'll play out the turn. We'll see how it works. So it's 1. Okay. They block it out. They are actively trying to prevent me from doing my Iris. But if this hits, then I still get to Iris. If we need to push the Ancestral here, I'm still kind of okay with that. It's possible that this turn cycle we just don't get the yellow use off of it. We just send the Sirens. Yeah, that's fine. So, Okada goes away. Okay. We're going to discard, gain a life, grab a Whirling, send the Whirling for 4. If they block Xaxes here, this is so good for us. This is a draw 3. I'm not compelled to use this yet. Okay, so this is... Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so... Okay. So they have to decompose, and they have to choose to decompose first, so I'm going to let them decompose. But if they choose not to, then I blow them out. Okay. And we don't commit this card then, because it's just not worth it. That's fine. We say yes, and we close the turn. Pretty solid erase face turn. Ancestral's just going to sit in our arsenal for a little bit. I like blocking... It's tough because these just don't work with the legacy. Don't mind blocking here, but then like we still can't convert this hand extremely good. We can pitch here and then just put this on. Yeah, I guess this is the block 3. A block 3. And then we pitch here. We're just trying to get a good use out of our hand. And I think this does the most effective. Because they didn't block, which means that now Erase Face turns off Earth. We've only seen... So we've seen 1 Felling, 1 Plow. So it's possible that this hand is very good for that. Or it's very good use right now. So we smack them for 5. They're erase-faced. We're going to put the erase face first, because I should have a lot of blues. CNC. Okay. Do I value the Ancestral? I guess kind of. As much as I value this CNC, probably not. I think it's fine to take some here, but not all. So I'm thinking we block the Flying Kick, then we send on this turn Bittering Thorns into CNC. We're also 2 Whirlings into using our headpiece. And so our headpiece is like gaining less. We're running out of value on our headpiece as the game goes on. So kind of have to wait and see here. I do like the way that our opponent played that turn out, just playing into CNC instead of trying to play towards like an Earth card. Excuse me. So we leak 4, which feels pretty good, especially because CNC for 8 is the follow-up. This is like insane, especially if this is a decompose. I've heard that this matchup is supposed to be, like, abysmally bad, but I feel like this doesn't look terrible. Doesn't seem like they have the setup cards in, like the healing pots. So I'm, like, half anticipating them to do something with the Stormstriders, but I haven't seen it yet. Okay, whatever this card is, it's very good. Okay, I like keeping this for late. How much do I get off of Vengeance here? I guess maybe send this, see how they react. I think I like playing this. Or do I like this for 5? I think I like this for 5. See if they block. And then if they don't block, I can still send Okana for 3. Which feels pretty good. Or Okana to pump my next thing up to 3. So it's Rootbound and Arsenal. So he can decompose. I think I value this pretty heavily though. Edge of Autumn is the last attack this combat chain. Okay. So I don't think we're using this turn, but I'm gonna see how they react here. If they send another D-react here, I think they're crazy. Okay. Yes. So now we don't get to do that again, but we do get a pretty effective turn cycle still, because we can send Edge, we can send this, then, yeah. And then now if they don't block this for 3, I just get to replay it, which is like crazy good. Oh man. Okay. We're just arsenaling Torrent. I feel like that's not bad. Burn Bear. Okay, we pitch the Whirling back in because we want it to be searchable still, right? That's our last Whirling. We've seen how many decompose? 1, 2. So likelihood of them having a decomposed D-react is pretty high. Which makes me think that sending this is a risk. Even though it could be coming in for 5. Because of Okana. Just because it's not a re-equip here kind of spooks me just a smidge. Mental block. Okay. Mental block seems pretty solid here. I'm wondering then... So this is definitely not getting played now. Yeah, if I had hit, it was maybe the turn to go do Iris. Because this hand doesn't, like, convert... God, we got a Vengeance in every zone right now. I don't think this hand converts the Edge of Autumn Banish in the same way that some of the others do. Because they did the mental block discard, they're looking at just blocking with 2 3s from hand, which they should have plenty of. We've seen 2 trees, maybe 3, just 2 trees. We've seen, okay. So Shelter gets taken out. We're IP'd a little bit here, but that's okay. CNC, okay. How much do I value this Torrent of Tempo? Not a whole lot. Not compared to sending like a bigger turn for myself. I probably want to censor naming like Felling. So I could see myself blocking CNC because it's not as effective this turn. And then also the Leyline, just because I can't convert it extremely well. Or do I just not care? And you know what? I think I don't care, and then I set up the Leyline this way. I put myself to 12. Yeah, okay. This is the play. So we go to 12. We lose the Torrent of Tempo that's in Arsenal, which is totally fine. We're going to pitch Edge into Censor. And we name Felling, because Felling is the one card that, like, fucks us really bad here. If this hits. It's totally possible this card doesn't hit. Actually, they have to block. They do have to block a little bit. Okay, that's all 3 trees. Discarding mental block. Okay, Censor's hitting for 1. We are absolutely naming Felling. Because I do not want to get hit with a Felling on this turn. I know Plow Under is like kind of just as bad because we're arsenaling this, but I think Felling is like way worse for us. And we know that they had 2 left, and this is like hard to call. I can... Okay, so my arsenal is... Gotta think here. My arsenal is that. So if I hit... Okay. I think we're doing this. Yeah. And I realize we're playing a little risky here, but we're going to start off on Prismatic, even though we don't have a blue. And this is just to kind of bait them into blocking this first card. And if they don't, then we're still in a pretty great spot here. Okay. Go up to 9. Get our last whirling. Send our whirling. I'm like super okay with this actually. That's another 2 like really crucial cards gone. I wish that we had an extra resource here, and that's like the biggest downside of playing into specifically Verdants here. But now we can block with Iris because we've used Whirling all 3 times. I'm just now understanding that 0-2 is unfortunately expected with the Edge build, as in that was my record. Little silly. Alright, pretty bad hand here. We do have a Race Face, which is pretty solid in Arsenal. We're going to tuck this Race Face because it just doesn't block well. This blocks incredibly well here, keeping our life total high. And then our turn is still just as effective. We don't want to put ourselves too low. Actually, hold on. Let's see if they'll be okay with me changing blocks. I kind of think keeping Seek Vengeance might actually be a play here, because I can block 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna put this on bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I take 3, I go to 6. The most they can do on my turn is 4 plus 3 is 7. So they would have to... Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, I would die if this is 4 damage. So I have to full block. Didn't think about it that way. Taking them to 3. And then Erase Face is like crazy good here. Turns off Decompose, which is like semi-relevant if there's another felling in hand. Or no, that's all 3 fellings, so no fellings left. 1 Plow Under. Yeah, 1 Plow Under, 0 fellings. I also haven't seen... I haven't seen the Emeritus, unless I just haven't been paying attention. This is just 7, probably. Yeah. I like keeping a bigger hand here. I'm like half tempted to just block here, but that is so effective. Block here, then on my turn I'm still floating 1 in my turn cycle. And then if this hits, this comes in for 3, which is like crazy. Still like super good. Which is not gonna hit. Yeah. How many D-Reacts have we seen? This is second Shelter. We've seen 2 sinks, seen 2 root bounds here, 2 root bound reds, 1 root bound yellow. So we're missing 1 sink, 1 shelter, 2 root bound yellows, 1 root bound red. So it's possible he has a lot of D-Reacts. I know 2 isn't lethal, but yeah, that seems right. No need to decompose. Decomposing anyways. I think that's incorrect. Could just be that they don't have anything else to do with that turn, or with the decompose, but I still feel like that's probably incorrect to do. I really like being able to block with Sirens here, but I don't think they're going to give me an opportunity to. If we're able to keep a bigger hand, then this turn cycle is really nice. If not, it's just like Seek Vengeance. I think the thing we're most scared of, because there's no trees, there's no burn bears left. They're going for it. But yeah, we've also seen no combo cards. None of the... none of the split card. So he picked up Pulsing Aether Life. Pulsing Aether Life. Both. Targets me. Pitches. Has 1 floating. can send his weapon with this. This is as much as I can block. Sure. So they previously pitched mental block. We'll see if they'll do the same thing. Okay. We are going to be done after this game, just as a heads up for everyone. But I feel like overall, this version's feeling not too bad with the blue sirens. Kind of like it. Kind of like it. We are not going to... Do we want to censor? So this sends 6 if I pitch to here. I feel like we don't want to. This still presents lethal. And they can't block 1. Okay, so that's all 3 shelters. There should be 1 sink below left. But I think we're getting to a point where I'm going to die to the arcane damage. Like, I don't think there's anything I can do about it. But it's also possible that he's out of pulsings. He's got 1 pulsing left. Tucking my sensor. Okay. I technically lose 1, but I go straight back to 6. He goes up to 6. I'm gonna have to say 0 on this. I go back to 5. I'm pretty confident I am dead. I should be dead. He has no more burn bears, but I'm pretty confident he has 1 pulsing left, and it should be somewhere here, because he pitched it very early. Oh, there is an Emeritus. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I'll just concede. Yeah. So I'm curious to see. Yeah, he had pulsing still coming around, and then I just wasn't paying attention to pitch, so Emeritus just gets me killed there. I just wasn't fast enough to really hit them down. They still had a decent amount of reacts left. A couple more life gain pieces. I'm very interested by none of the combo in the deck, but I guess it's maybe to make sure that I'm not killing them if I race. Okay. Unfortunately, it's a loss. Sorry to the gamblers. So, I think still not sure how I feel about this. The cost feels really high, because of it being a 2 cost, and wanting to be played late in the chain to get its true value. I'm still half wondering if Ripple Away is worth it, or if maybe we just need to go back to Rowdy, and then we're converting hands a little bit easier. I feel like there's no pitch issues, which I think is the biggest thing here that we were trying to figure out is if we put in 3 more blues, do we have pitch issues like ever? And I don't think we ever really had pitch issues. I can think of like maybe a handful, maybe 1 or 2 times where we had an all red hand, and that still wasn't terrible. Like we were still able to convert it. And I feel like most of the time you're able to convert those hands pretty decently. So 1-3 on the day, not the greatest, but it is something, and we are learning. Like we learned that this card has more text on it than we thought, and we're also kind of learning how effective these blues are. I feel like losing Nip wasn't that big of a change, but maybe we still look at blues. What are just blues that I can play? There's a lot. Just gonna do a quick glance before we leave here for blues that we could play, because I know I have a decent amount of them in my maybe board already for blues. Another thing that I've kind of thought of is, do we care about lunging press? I know lunging press is obviously like conditionally can be worse, but getting the on hits on a lot of stuff can be pretty powerful. And lunging press is just generic. Anything gets it. I'm also half wondering if there's like a weird go again that we can use, like a weird 100 wins. But 2 block does kind of suck. So maybe more specifically what we're looking for is a blue pitch that has 3 defense. That should cut it down quite a lot. What does this do? This seems weird. Probably not playable. It's probably like just as good as a +1, right? It's better if you have E-Strike, but like way worse if you don't. Nasty Surprise is like a card that exists. There's just so many cards that like don't feel like they do enough. I was gonna say Trot Along, but like Trot Along, most of our cards already have Go Again, with like some small exceptions, but like the cards that don't already have Go Again don't need you to play that much more into it. So I guess that's kind of where you go back to the Rowdy Locals, or maybe you go back to Nip, and we just say like Nip is just easier to play. I think for now we're gonna put Rowdy Locals back in, and we'll do more testing on Friday. But overall, I mean, obviously not the like greatest day, but I've also seen a couple other people have been playing my deck, which is interesting. This isn't all my results, at least that I'm aware of. Yeah, I just have the 4 results from today. So there's other people that are trying out the list. I don't know if it's good, but I mean, we're learning, we're putting more stats into it, we're trying to see what cards are effective. And when you see things like this that say 0% played, or 0% played here, that's pretty bad. So we'll need to reassess some of this stuff and kind of take a look at it. But anyways, thanks for joining. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Twitch, hit the follow button. I appreciate you guys being here. I stream Wednesdays and I stream Fridays, typically around the exact same time, up until about 6 p.m. Mountain Time. But we're going to be jamming more Ira later on Friday, and then we'll get back to testing more stuff. Maybe we bring Spinning Wheel Kick back in, kind of mess with the numbers a little bit. And I am very interested in the Fiddler's Green, so we might be looking into that as well. Thanks for joining in, though, today. I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out. And that's going to be it from me. So thanks. Peace.